Alright, here we go. Combat replay for December 28th. Batangas is ours. Alright, get to shoot up some damaged cargo ships. I'm just going to skip this since it's not like anyone's a threat here. It's a lot of gunfire in that. May need to rearm these guys. At least we have Hong Kong now. I don't have to go far. Ooh, we have a damaged sub, it looks like. Well, that's not good. Oh shoot, there's fuel cargo on this ship too. Hopefully we can at least retaliate. Alright, got a little bit of damage on him. There we go. Solid hit. Let's get him again. Alright, well we got one solid connection on them. I'm not sure what this task force is or why they had fuel on board. And we lost it. So that's 2 messages about damage from that submarine off Batavia, so it's probably in pretty bad shape. Alright, so here's that ship that the cruisers were so worried about the other day. It's just an AKL. Alright, let's get him. Damn. Oh, shit. That was a bad one. I don't know if we have any subs that can get to the submarine. Alright, so that was the Ryujo that's been hit, and it suffered a fuel storage explosion. It's not reporting with heavy damage, so this may be survivable. But these CVLs tend to be glass-jawed. So a torpedo hit plus a secondary explosion is very bad news. No one defending Clark. It's a bit surprising. Alright, so they've got ships trying to evacuate. So it's not only this AKL, there's another task force that's off the east coast of Mindanao. Hopefully our Bettys will get after them. Alright, who have we here? Hey, it's the Hermes! Oh, but we're only hitting with 60 kilogram bombs. Come on, Kates. There we go! Yes! Yeah, those bombs were doing nothing. So no heavy damage report, but hey, torpedo hits are good. Decent amount of damage. Yeah, 1 squad disabled isn't bad for 12 light bombers. Yeah, I'll take it. Two squads disabled. Hopefully it's enough to knock them out of move mode. Ah. 50-kilogram bombs. 1 squad disabled. Not bad. Not bad. This is a very badly punished unit. Significant fires showing in the animation. Let's get those sweeps over Singapore. Well, at least he's attacking the right base now. Hopefully one of those B-17s will crash on the way home. Yeah, the sooner I can neutralize Clark, the better. Oh, well, this isn't good. Great, there's P-40Es on this mission, which means we might take bomb hits. Oh, the P-39Ds have bombs too. Okay. Yeah, I probably should have given these guys a cap. Gonna lose a cargo ship thanks to that. But that explains why they don't have anyone flying over Clark. They're all on offense. Bye-bye Salt Lake City. Alright, good hit on the Ellet as well. Yeah, Salt Lake City confirmed sunk. Yeah, that's going to do it in for the Ellet too. No way it's... Oh man, 3 torpedo hits. Yeah. So 2 confirmed sinkings there. Oh yeah. Kate's coming after the Hermes. 2 more torpedo hits, 3 more torpedo hits, 4 torpedo hits. That is one great squadron there. 4 for 4. Hermes is gone. Well, that's interesting. The Hermes was loaded up with buffaloes and dauntlesses instead of, like, I don't know, swordfish. Didn't see that coming. Alright, let's get another one. Ah. Extensive flooding on S-121, I think it said. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that sub, but it's not in good shape. Ooh, 7 Allied ships reported in the Horn Island area. Wonder what's up with that. Who might those be? Alright, afternoon airstrikes. Oh, got lots of failures to find targets by Kates. I think those are from the mini KB since it includes B5N1 Kates. Alright, here we go. Singapore. Alright, off to a good start. Starting to build up the H-81 presence. Shooting a lot of them through, full of holes. Alright, not bad. We didn't take any losses. 2 Buffaloes and a Mohawk down, plus a whole bunch of AVG P-40s shot up. No outright shoot downs, but hopefully some operational losses. Swing and a miss. Looks like Rebel might be running low on supplies. So it looked fairly successful. 6 instances of damage to B-17Es, plus 1 destroyed. A few runway hits, nothing too serious. And we have an enemy submarine present. Alright, this I like to see. Large airstrike on Clark. Flies as ordered. We are damaging enemy fighters on the ground. That's what you get when you don't defend your base. Although, 19 hits for, well, like 60 bombers is not that many. Severe storms in the Hex, so that's why we're not getting that great of a hit ratio. Seeing lots of fighters destroyed by this raid, though. Nice. Alright. More attention to Singapore. Yes. Not bad at all. Come on, get him. There we go. Alright, so that brings our totals over here to 2 Buffaloes, 3 P-40s, and 1 Mohawk. And we didn't lose anyone, at least not outright. Can always lose some damaged planes heading back to base. But no one shot down outright. Alright, some more damage for enemy aircraft at Clark. Come on, the ship's dead in the water. Hit him. Wish my submarine would come in here and just gun him down. You can't even hit them when they can't move. What's wrong with you? Alright, let's get these cruisers. Oh, transports. These guys have defense. Enemy gets first blood. Cap looks pretty substantial over here. guys. There we go. Damn, they're already through to the bombers. All this for minesweepers? Well, that wasn't worth it. No enemy fighter presence at Johor. God, what happened to the 121? Yeah, it's gone. I don't know, maybe I can look at tracker and see if it was damaged on a prior turn. Alright, got an enemy retreat here in Malaya. Decent enemy casualties. Let's see if we can break again. Fort level 0, 1-1. Not bad, not bad. So the casualty numbers are similar, but if you'll notice, the destroyed squads are highly lopsided. So I'd consider that a very successful attack. We are suffering fatigue, so it's time to wait a few turns before attacking again. Might be worth sending a heavy cruiser in to soften the enemy up a little bit. Right, deliberate attack at the enemy blocking forces on the road to Siam. And we got them. Got 4-1 odds, 3,000 casualties, over 450 squads destroyed. Alright, checking what they have here. So it's about 500 AV. Alright, made a note of that. Oh, yeah, these guys are weak. I'll have no issue attacking them next turn. Deliberate attack on a weakened unit on the roads to the northern central area. Another 70 or so squads destroyed. 5 squads disabled isn't as bad as it's been at Rebel. I guess I'll take it. Kotabaru going to size 6 is good news. It's easier to organize from bigger airfields, so maybe my coordination problems down in Malaya will be improved with that. Got a new sub-chaser. Alright, getting into the post-turn analysis. You can see we had a substantial point gain this turn. This is our 3rd highest point gain ever, it looks like. That's buoyed significantly by the loss of the Hermes, as well as quite a few enemy aircraft losses. Turning to the aircraft losses, we paid a bit of a price today. 17 air losses isn't great, but it's really not horrible either. Most of those air-to-air losses, at least, are Kates. Since we did run into some cap at Timor. Other than that, these losses are pretty routine. Not really too concerned. Looking at the Allies' losses, they took a bit of a beating today. 36 total aircraft shot down, including 26 ground losses. Take a closer look at that. Now this is interesting. I'm not sure I see 26 on here. I see 20. Okay, no, that's right. Never mind. So the Dauntlesses are obviously the result of the Hermes going down. It's an odd kind of aircraft to have aboard the Hermes, but I guess there's no rule against it, so he can do what he wants. 4 Seagulls going down, that's the loss of a heavy cruiser or two. And then we see a whole bunch of other land-based aircraft. So that's the bombing of Clark Air Base. Overall, got to be pretty happy about destroying 26 planes that never managed to get into the air. As for getting into the air, we did have a substantial number of kills there as well. We're whittling down Malaya. We're whittling down Singapore. One of our sweeps came up with nothing because we swept Johor Bahru instead of Singapore. And you know what? That's fine. If they don't have any aircraft there, then maybe that's a really good place to resume our offensive bombing operations, because it looks like there's a significant number of fighters flying out of there anyways. So something to consider. For ships sunk, one thing to take note of is that the carrier Enterprise, as opposed to the cruiser Enterprise, has come off the kill list. Not necessarily sure why that happened, but I guess officially it's still alive. And I also can't help but notice that the 2 port strikes that we ordered from Carrier Division 2 did not happen. That said, our Kates were plenty busy today with other targets, so I'm not necessarily going to complain that they were too busy sinking the Hermes to finish off the Enterprise in Lexington, wherever they're hiding in Timor. So that is what it is. We just have to keep looking for them. They can't be far, right? But plenty of credit for ships this turn, including two heavy cruisers and a destroyer. Great performance. As for our main loss today, the S-121, I didn't see this in the ops report yesterday. I missed it. This was hit with a 300-kilogram bomb, as you can see here. So that is an ASW victory for the Dutch Air Forces. 300 kilograms is pretty big. So that is what it is. That submarine was surely heading back to base this turn, but couldn't make it. See our victory point margin is narrowing pretty quickly. Allies have taken their big... oh no, that's us. Sorry. Yeah, never mind. Probably a bit worse than average for the Allies. We can do better in terms of losses. And of course, with the Enterprise coming off the kill list, sunk ship victory points is going the wrong direction for now. Taking a look at the alerts really quickly, you can see all these repairs completed and the like. What that is a lot of ships that were being converted, completing their conversion. So I have a whole bunch more patrol boats, a whole bunch more ammunition tenders that are going to be available now. So logistically, I just got a huge boost. You can see here's the Enterprise saying that it's still alive. Let's see if there's anything else here that's noteworthy. Somebody ran out of fuel. I'm going to have to check that out. Yeah. Alright, so Task Force 113, we'll check that out when we get back to the main game. Alright, let's find Task Force 113. These are the quality destroyers that I was trying to get to Japan to deal with the submarine presence there. We have a transport right nearby. Maybe this is better. These guys are just rebasing, but they don't have much fuel to share. What about these guys? Hey, they're going to Japan anyways. Alright. I guess that's what I get for leaving them on max speed. Alright, let's see what else we see here. Still in contact over here. The enemy apparently doesn't realize just that they've kind of got me by the balls here. They seem to be letting me escape. We know that's weak and we can attack. In contact with enemy units here. We can probably attack there, although not really in any rush. Still 4 units at Wuchang. And I don't know why they're going overland when they have roads available. We've reached this crossroads area. We may have pulled a small detachment away from these concentrated units. That's interesting. Clear terrain. Although, as strong as this unit is, I don't know if it's enough to take on all these guys if they were to come back. So that might be there to tempt me a little. Might be better going straight to Nanyang, which looks very vulnerable. And that's going to cut off supplies up here. These guys are producing a little bit of their own supplies, but probably not enough to support like 60,000, 70,000 troops. Elsewhere movement looks pretty good. These guys might be strong, but we're bombing them. So if I decide to cross this river, I think we're going to be fine. Still seeing lots of activity in Rangoon, including what appears to be a transport squadron. Their numbers have popped up a little bit here. We were seeing 22,000 and change. It's up 24,000 and change. Got some HDMLs that appear to be disabled. Well, these guys are just going to make it into port next turn. I'm not sure there. Well, you know what? That probably happens at the end of the turn, doesn't it? So I may be able to get these guys. Yeah. Take that. We'll see what happens. Imperial Guards have finally arrived at Alor Star. So that's going to be the end of this unit here. I'm sure they're desperate for supplies and are absolutely broken morale-wise. Got a weak unit of 5,000 here. They are in the jungle, I think, though. Yes. Yeah, we're not going to be able to break them just yet, I don't think. But we'll get them soon. We've got an additional battalion coming from there. An additional regiment plus armored cars coming from the south. So we defeated a unit out here in the open. I believe they retreated to Kuala Lumpur. So we're now seeing 4 really weak units defending here. You can kind of tell that they're weak by the number of guns and vehicles reported. So if there aren't very many guns, meaning like artillery or AA, but they've got a whole lot of troops, well, not that 4,000 is that much, that's indicative of a support unit. We have an additional regiment that's arrived at Temelo. Fatigue is still really high with all these guys. So I may want to consider breaking off some of these guys that are making their way down. Just because fatigue's much lower with these guys, even though they've been advancing down the road this whole time. Just something to consider. Let's take a look at the hex side control for a moment. So I was a little concerned that I wasn't going to be able to rail in here, but I think I can now. Let's test that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, for a while I wasn't allowed to rail my 18th Division units in. These were the units that were going to be part of the Mersing operation, but it's letting me rail them now. So, time to get them moving, and who knows, maybe by the time they get there, we'll have taken care of this rather weak unit that's still tenaciously holding on. So plenty of aircraft being reported here in Johor Bahru. And if they're not defending that space, they're just defending Singapore, then that may call for some bombing. We've got 26 Sallies ready. The Sally squad that suffered severe losses, I downgraded them to 1 Charlie Sallies just because I don't have very many 2 Alphas left. So those planes are going to take some time to come online. So they are resting. But we still have a good Sally squadron. We still have a good Lily squadron. Yeah, there they are. And who knows, I could even use the Nels. Nothing wrong with that. I need to get into Singapore Harbor sooner rather than later, since that's apparently where the repulse is. Possibly even the Prince of Wales. Wish I had a classification here, but we have 5 enemy ships detected. I guess we'll call this part of the South China Sea. Still lots of merchant ships, I guess, hanging out in Palembang. Light activity at Batavia. So we detected enemy ships trying to evacuate. So we have 1 unclassified contact here in the middle of the Philippines. We bombed an AKL this turn, so good chance that's who that is. These guys we don't have a classification on, but hey, we can probably bomb them with our Bettys, and we've got a task force available to chase them. Heck, I could even send this destroyer to chase them if I need to. We need to get these guys out of here, or at least get a cap up over them, since that unit got bombed. 2 submarines reported in Manila. That makes them a priority target. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Nels and Bettys up here off naval attack orders and have them concentrate on Manila's port. Want to get rid of them before they have a chance to evacuate before my advancing armies. Speaking of which, those armies are arriving next turn. And I've also got some stray units I can bring up. So here's some good news. 38th Division, the victorious unit from Hong Kong, is landing in Lingayen. Once that's complete, I will probably move these guys into Clark and start bombarding them. Or maybe I'll just wait for Manila. I'm not sure. Oh, look at this. They're moving. Clark is moving. They're hard to see, but there's little leads down there in the corner. So some of them are falling back to Bataan, and some of them are reinforcing Manila. So that may be good news. Yeah, if they want to give up Clark first, I'm fine with that. I think Clark's the hardest space here to take. because that's jungle rough, so that's a higher bonus than either jungle at the Bataan Peninsula or urban light at Manila. So Clark's really the ideal place to defend there. So yeah, if they want to pull troops out of there, I will let them. I don't need to interrupt that particular thing. But that may mean that we could potentially get outnumbered in Manila. Well, you know what? If that happens, well, one, the only way they can outnumber me in Manila is if they more or less abandon Clark's. They'd have to take a substantial number of these 70,000 troops out of there, which means I get Clark, which means they lose their best airbase, which means they lose their best defensive hex, which means they lose the submarine that's still in the port there, and there will no longer be a supply line to the Bataan Peninsula from Manila. So that's all very good, and all it really means is that this rather substantial force is going to have to hold out for a few turns while we consolidate Clark, which honestly isn't going to take that long because roads. So yeah, I mean, it really just all depends on how much is he really moving out of Clark. So that's hard to tell. He did detect this task force, so he knows what's going on. He knows there's another division here, probably. He's smart enough to figure out the timing. Well, over here, we had some bad news. This appears to be a quite powerful task force, including a battleship. That may be the Prince of Wales. Repulse is under repairs. I don't think we hit Prince of Wales that hard, so that's a possibility. Ryujo took a serious hit. It is incapacitated from air operations. We need to get this guy to port somehow. They're only capable of 18 knots, which that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. But wow, like we're really surrounded by submarines right now. We got 3. I think these are all Dutch subs based on the color. Yeah, we need to put some distance between us and them. Alright. So, it's going to happen here, I think. Carrier Division 3 is undetected. So these guys are going to take up position in the Timor Sea, and they're going to take the lead. If these guys want to chase us down, we'll let them. We'll let them come to us. Meanwhile, our priority for the moment is going to be to make sure if there's enemy carriers at any of these bases, we find them. Because the Enterprise and Lexington probably have not sunk yet. Although these guys are moving west. So these guys are retreating. Let's check how the Hiryu and Soryu are doing. They're running low on torpedoes. They still have plenty of sorties. Fighter strength is still pretty much at the top. Hiryu's lost quite a few Kates. Oh well, something to think about. And I will report my decision to you in the setup phase. Let's see what else is going on. One of these is going to be the Wake invasion, or Guam invasion, I should say. So that is getting close. We're 9 hexes away, moving 6 hexes per turn, so Guam will be ours in 2 to 3 days. Elements of the 4th Division and Japanese Marine forces are now 4. Yeah, okay. Looks like 5 to me for a moment there. 4 hexes away from Rabaul, which means that operation is going to occur tomorrow, which means it's time for Carrier Division A to really pound these enemy troops, provide as much possible support as we can. I may assign some Kates to ASW, since we have 4 enemy submarines protecting this hex. Wow. Yeah, that is something I'm going to have to take very seriously here. So we have 2 patrol boats, 3 submarines, 3 destroyers. So we have substantial ASW capability here. I don't want them to arrive at night, so I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, so they'll move 3 overnight, and then they'll move 1 during the day. I may try to delay them slightly so that we can get another detection on these guys before they arrive in the hex. We'll need to reunify them with Carrier Division 3. Surprisingly quiet down here. Who is this? We don't know, but he's heading towards Pearl. So probably move somebody around for get an intercept there. These guys are doing fine. Is there anything else we need to review? I think that's it. Yeah, these guys are the bane of my existence right now. I don't understand why they're all hanging out in one hex, but as long as they are, hey, I'm happy to keep concentrating all these ASW patrol areas on them. Yeah, let's hit these guys hard. So we'll close it out there. We'll see you for the setup of the 29th. Thanks for watching.